I will not hang up the phone, and I choose Rich every fucking time. Pick up the phone and start dialing. Till they fucking choke on it.
The story begins with a striking scene of a lion walking among employees at a brokerage firm called O'Connor. This scene serves as a symbolic introduction to the company, giving viewers a glimpse into the chaotic yet exuberant environment inside, where employees and their boss celebrate success to a manic degree, even employing little people to throw stocks onto trading boards. We are introduced to the company's CEO, who was born into a middle-class family. By the age of 26, he had amassed $49 million. Yet despite his immense professional success, he feels unfulfilled. At the peak of his career, he lives in a mansion, is married to a woman named Naomi, and has 2 children. He owns a private jet, 6 cars, 3 horses, and 2 luxurious vacation homes. Despite all these material possessions, he is burdened with personal problems, drug and alcohol addiction, numerous affairs, reckless behavior, and impulsive decision. In the end, money remains the only thing he truly loves. The film also delves into his early years. At 22, on his first day at a Wall Street brokerage firm, he is treated poorly by his manager. However, he meets Mark, one of the most successful brokers on Wall Street, who offers him guidance on how to thrive in the business. He observes the brokers working as if in a battlefield and feels captivated by the intensity, realizing that he belongs in this high-stakes world. After work, Mark takes him to a restaurant, providing further advice on building his career. He tells him that drugs and romantic escapades may aid in success, but reveals a more crucial secret. Every successful broker profits from trading on the dreams of their client. At first, he feels this is unethical, but over time, his principles shift. He becomes willing to do anything, even immoral acts, for the sake of wealth. Over the next 6 months, Jordan learns the secrets of the trade and earns his broker's license, allowing him to trade on the stock market. However, on his first day, the historic market crash known as Black Monday hit, causing global stock markets to collapse. Many employees lose their jobs, including Jordan. Returning home, Jordan meets his wife, Teresa, and begins searching for work through newspaper ads. He eventually finds a position in a small brokerage firm. Though he has limited experience, he goes for an interview but feels uncertain about the situation. He soon discovers he will earn a 50% commission on his sales, a shocking increase from the mere 1% he previously earned. Excited by the potential for huge profits, Jordan resorts to deceit and manipulation to close deals. His first client buys $4,000 worth of stocks from him, even though he literally sold air. Colleagues listen in amazement as Jordan masterfully convinces the client to buy. Jordan quickly makes significant profits. Donnie, noticing his success, meets him at a restaurant to discuss his earnings. Impressed, Donnie quits his job to join Jordan. They collaborate closely, forming a strong friendship. Jordan introduces Donnie to the world of drugs, making him his first partner in addiction. Later, they decide to start their own brokerage firm, recruiting people they trust for sales, even if some were former drug dealers, believing he can transform them into skilled brokers. Jordan sits in a restaurant with 4 potential recruits, including Brad, who is content with his life and continues selling drugs to teenagers. To teach them the basics of sales, Jordan gives them a pen and asks them to sell it to him. Brad successfully sells the pen after following Jordan's clever instructions, learning the principles of supply and demand. Impressed, Jordan begins officially hiring his team, laying the foundation for his company. Jordan's employees, Ruby, Donnie, Chester, and Graft, a law school graduate, begin working under him. They quickly achieve good profits, but Jordan sees potential for even greater earnings if they engage clients more strategically. He acquires the firm O'Connor and embarks on a mission to train his street-recruited staff into professional salesmen. The company rapidly grows in size and reputation, drawing the attention of Wall Street and authorities. Jordan becomes famous for transforming poor employees into wealthy, skilled brokers, attracting more ambitious workers. The work environment is chaotic and unconventional, with employees freely expressing joy or anger. Jordan even hires his father to oversee employee expenses and prevent overspending. Life for Jordan and his team changes quickly, with frequent celebratory parties where new business ideas are discussed. During one party, a drug-influenced Donnie suggests a partnership with Steve, owner of a girls' shoe line, which O'Connor could exploit for money laundering. At the same event, Jordan meets Naomi for the first time and falls in love, with their relationship developing over time. Determined to live with Naomi, Jordan rents a luxurious apartment for them. He makes bold decisions, such as putting Brad in charge of large stock holdings and manipulating the market to sell them at higher prices, funneling profits directly to himself. To safeguard against tax authorities, he hires a strict lawyer, Manny, who oversees the company's finances, applying pressure during audit. Jordan uses his company's stock to acquire another firm, preparing for an IPO, engaging in illegal maneuvers to ensure the profits favor him. O'Connor employees buy shares at low prices and later sell them high, generating enormous wealth for Jordan. Having achieved massive success, Jordan proposes to Naomi with a diamond ring and hosts a lavish wedding in the Bahamas, inviting friends, family. At the wedding, he meets Naomi's aunt, Emma, from the UK, who will later have a significant impact on his life. He gifts Naomi a large yacht, and they spend their honeymoon aboard it. Afterward, they return to their opulent home, staffed with numerous employees, servants, and security guards working in shifts. After a year and a half, Jordan's marriage begins to fall apart. Conflicts escalate between him and his wife due to his excessive drug and alcohol abuse, along with his numerous affairs. In contrast, his professional career continues to grow stronger than ever. The company partners with Steve, the owner of a women's shoe brand, and Jordan and Donnie managed to seize control of 85% of his business, turning Steve into yet another victim of O'Connor's fraudulent scheme. Confident in his empire, Jordan believes his employees, now highly skilled in deception within the stock market, are capable of generating unimaginable sales and profits. This unnatural growth draws the attention of law enforcement, especially after the insane surge in Steve's company's stock prices. Agent Denham takes charge of the investigation, studying the firm's history and rapid expansion. He discovers that Jordan became a billionaire in a remarkably short time, with O'Connor earning up to $3 million in just 3 hours. Jordan later receives a call from his wedding photographer informing him that the police have requested the wedding tapes. Alarmed, Jordan contacts a legal advisor, a former officer familiar with Denham's methods, who explains that the request is merely a tactic to provoke Jordan into making a reckless mistake. He advises Jordan to confront Denham directly. Jordan invites Agent Denham aboard his yacht, presents him with a list of O'Connor's clients, and attempts to shift the conversation by bribing him to work for the company. Denham refuses, but pretends to consider the offer to extract more information. Once he hears enough, he firmly rejects the bribe, leaving Jordan even more anxious and unsettled. Meanwhile, Jordan remembers that Rigrat knows a Swiss bank manager they studied with in law school. A meeting is arranged in Switzerland as Jordan's mental state worsens due to his increasing drug addiction. Traveling while heavily intoxicated, Jordan harasses flight attendants, forcing the crew to restrain him to his seat. Jordan and Donnie meet the Swiss banker, Sorrel, who appears to be the perfect solution. He explains Switzerland's banking laws and reveals legal loopholes they can exploit. Since Jordan wants to hide his illegal wealth in European banks, Sorrel suggests using someone from Jordan's team who holds a European passport to open an untraceable account. Jordan recalls Emma, his wife's aunt, living in the UK, and decides to use her to launder money. Impressed by Jordan's charisma, Emma agrees without hesitation. However, the massive sums involved make cash smuggling to Europe extremely difficult, forcing them to seek another solution. The plan shifts to using Chantal, Brad's wife, who holds Slovenian citizenship. They decide to tape the money all over her body so she can smuggle it onto the plane without raising suspicion. However, they realize that Chantal's appearance would look extremely suspicious, potentially putting her at risk. Brad decides to use Chantal's family members, who also hold Slovenian passports, to smuggle the money instead. During the planning, Donnie realizes that the money being smuggled is not only Jordan's, it also includes his own, meaning his turn will come after Jordan's funds are secured. A heated argument erupts between Brad and Donnie due to Donnie's irritability, but they later calm down and agree to meet in a public place where Donnie hands over the bag of money to Brad. The meeting starts smoothly, but Donnie provokes Brad with taunts. Because of his reckless behavior, the police catch Brad carrying the bag, and he is sentenced to 3 months in prison. Despite the arrest, Brad refuses to implicate Donnie to the authorities. Worried, Donnie goes to Jordan's house at night, bringing rare drugs to use together. Jordan wasn't aware Donnie came because of a problem, although he knew Donnie only arrives on special occasions or during crises, always bringing rare substances. Since the drugs had expired 15 years ago, they initially feel no effect and decide to take a larger dose in hopes of experiencing it. Later, the drugs take effect after about an hour and a half. Jordan experiences an intense high and uses a public phone to speak with his legal advisor as all his personal phones are monitored. During the call, he learns that Donnie is responsible for Brad's imprisonment. Under the influence, Jordan crawls toward his car and learns from his wife that Donnie's condition is critical. He contacts Sorrow and with great difficulty manages to return home with the help of his driver, still heavily intoxicated. Once inside, Jordan, unable to walk properly, tries to grab Donnie's phone. Donnie starts choking while eating in a drug-induced state, but Jordan saves him after he falls, then gives him cocaine to restore consciousness. The next day, Jordan is arrested for damaging public and private property while driving the previous night. Reflecting on the events, he realizes he narrowly escaped and made it home safely. From then on, Jordan comes under intense surveillance by both the police and the tax authorities. His lawyer, Manny, advises him to strike a deal with the IRS, relinquish his position in the company, hand management over to Donnie, admit to part of the crimes committed, and pay fines in exchange for being left alone. Manny warns that the police will not overlook Steve, who is involved with Jordan, and if arrested, he will confess everything, leaving Manny powerless to save Jordan. Jordan's father stresses the importance of listening to the lawyer's advice and saving himself before it's too late. Jordan agreed to the deal, a difficult day not just for him, but for all his employees. However, seeing their loyalty and dedication to the company, he reconsidered his decision and felt proud. As everyone applauded him for his leadership, the police began investigating the employees regarding Steve, but none of them provided any useful information, and the authorities were unable to make progress. Despite Jordan and Donnie's advice not to leave the country, they decided to move their operations to Italy to live out the rest of their lives there. Jordan received a call from Rigrat, warning him that Steve intended to withdraw his shares from O'Connor, which caused Jordan great concern. He decided to have all company employees sell their shares to reduce Steve's stock value. Things worsened when Jordan learned from his wife that Naomi's aunt, Emma, had passed away, and her bank account would be permanently closed unless Jordan traveled to Switzerland to retrieve her funds. He felt exhausted and under immense pressure as a significant portion of his wealth was stored in Emma's account. While en route to Italy, Jordan's yacht was caught in a severe storm and nearly sank, but they were rescued by the Italian Coast Guard. 2 years later, Jordan became a prominent TV personality, yet the authorities filed charges against him and arrested him in Italy. Meanwhile, U.S. authorities apprehended Rigrat and Sorrell for their involvement in illegal activities, forcing Sorrell to disclose all details to clear himself. Jordan was tried for multiple crimes, including fraud, forgery, tax evasion, illegal business practices, money laundering, and obstruction of justice. He remained under house arrest after posting a hefty bail, losing much of his wealth, but promising Donnie to support him financially. When the authorities asked Jordan to testify against Donnie and the rest of the team, he refused to betray his friend. They even planted microphones on him to monitor Donnie, but Jordan couldn't trap him. Instead, he wrote Donnie instructions on paper, which Donnie later used to reveal Jordan's operations to the police, ultimately implicating the entire company. In the end, a saddened Jordan decided to turn over all O'Connor employees to the authorities and was sentenced to 3 years in a federal prison. After his release, Jordan became an inspiration to many, giving lectures to teach others how to become professional salespeople and how to use their skills to buy products at low prices and sell them for profit. The story concludes with a scene of Jordan giving a lecture. He hands a pen to one of the attendees and asks them to sell it to him, using the exercise as a practical lesson to demonstrate how to apply sales and persuasion skills when dealing with clients. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep enjoying more true stories.